In July last year, Roberto Vittori, an ESA astronaut, was chosen as part of a team for a taxi flight bound for the International Space Station later this month. Last August, Vittori took up his training as a flight engineer at the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center in Star City, near Moscow, in preparation for the Marco Polo mission. Having logged nearly 2,000 flying hours in over 40 different aircraft, Vittori, a lieutenant colonel in the Italian Air Force, has made flying his life. His notable flying skills have led him to test pilot training, and it was this which first ignited his ambition to become an astronaut. The 25th of this month will see Vittori, yet another Italian explorer, embarking on a new adventure. This time he will be blasting off in a Russian Soyuz rocket from Baikonur in Kazakhstan for the 10-day Marco Polo mission to the International Space Station, jointly organized by ESA and the Italian space agency ASI. It'll be Vittori's first flight into orbit, making him the first Italian flight engineer throughout all the phases of the mission. An important part of the mission is to fly the older Soyuz capsule, which is the only rescue vehicle currently docked to the ISS, back to Earth. The ISS is the largest space science and technology venture ever undertaken in human history, and with 3 modules already in space, it is becoming even more of a reality. Although most astronauts find the freedom from gravity exhilarating, their daily activities, from eating through to sleeping, are complicated by weightlessness. Space adaptation involves some very complex changes in the human body, both in the short term and in the longer term. These can cause health problems both in space and on return to Earth. Whilst on board the ISS, Vittori will oversee 4 European experiments in life sciences, biology and material science, all related to the special environment for research on the station. The crew health investigation on reduced operability, or CHIRO experiment, will study the grip used by astronauts' hands and fingers when grasping objects in zero gravity. 2 dynamometers will be used to measure the force exerted by both hands and fingers, as well as the muscle fatigue resulting from sustained and prolonged effort. The results will show the differences in the 2 environments, and the data obtained will be useful in planning prolonged human missions in space. Another experiment which will be carried out on board the ISS is Altaino. It'll study the flows of cosmic particles within the ISS. A preliminary investigation will be conducted as to their effects on the way the human brain functions, and the effect living in space has on the human body in general. This experiment is designed to identify the risk to the functioning of the nervous system that is posed by prolonged missions in space and exposure to cosmic particles. The main purpose of the VEST experiment is to research and introduce new fabrics and clothing designs that are suited to the special features of the microgravity environment in which the astronauts will be living. Whilst the crew are on board the ISS, it's vital that they are equipped with items of clothing that enable them to work, rest and exercise with the maximum comfort and efficiency. The aim is to reduce the burden of the weight and volume of the astronauts' clothing, which is also used as underwear during spacewalks. The new garments would be comfortable, provide for bodily hygiene and ensure thermal stability. The 4th experiment will involve the use of the blood pressure measurement instrument, BMI, a German-developed instrument dedicated to round-the-clock monitoring of both blood pressure and heart rate. A small device is attached to the upper arm, and at the correct time the BMI inflates itself, takes the measurement and then deflates, accurately recording the data inside the unit. The BMI will provide vital information regarding the impact the space environment has on the body. It takes measurements in any condition, thereby allowing the astronaut to continue his daily activities on board, whether he's sleeping or exercising. 10 days after the Marco Polo mission leaves for the ISS with the updated lifeboat, the crew will return to Earth on board the old Soyuz capsule, landing in a desert in Kazakhstan.